What's good, people? Jimmy Bones here. Going to be reviewing Netflix's latest original movie starring John Boyega called Imperial Dreams. It is a drama based in Los Angeles, starring centered around John Boyega's character who just got out of prison, trying to take care of his kid and do right by him, trying to pretty much get him out of that situation where things aren't great. He's living out of his car with his child, as you might have seen in the trailer if you were interested in, diving into that. I saw this trailer, I think it was 2 weeks out from the actual release of the movie. I thought it was going to be a series, which I thought was dope. But then when the day came out, February 3rd, last Friday, and I noticed that it was a movie, and I was like kind of taken back a little bit and a little bummed out because I would much rather a 12-part series to go really in depth with this situation, this story that's not really told from the good side of someone in a bad situation, kind of like Kendrick Lamar. I got the vibe from in Good Kid, Mad City, where he's a good guy, but he's just in a bad spot in life where he can't really make ends meet. He's not really doing too well for himself because he's been, kicked down, sort of thing, and he's just trying to climb back up and claw and scratch back up to do better for the people that have supported him thus far, but people that have left him, so they can do right on his own as his own man, and then he's providing for his son. I kind of got that vibe from it, and I would, as I said, I would much rather a mini series, maybe like 8-episode series for this show to go in depth, really, but it didn't. Also, another negative is that it wasn't in 4K. I believe that all Netflix original content should be in 4K. House of Cards is in 4K. I know Daredevil's in 4K. Jessica Jones in HDR. Daredevil's in HDR, excuse me. Luke Cage, I believe, is in 4K. I'm not sure if it is in HDR, but this Imperial Dreams on Netflix is just standard def, and it's a big hit. Like even from Narcos. Narcos should be HDR because that would be just beautiful. I think Narcos in HDR would be the most beautiful thing on, or probably the best looking thing on Netflix if it wasn't HDR, just based on all the colors and how they're outside a great deal time of shooting. I think HDR is enhanced when a lot of lighting is involved. But basically, getting back to the story, he's a father trying to provide for his son. Just got out of prison. He's trying to do right by him. They're living out of their car at the start of the story. I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but basically, he's getting a lot of no's, getting a lot of doors shut in his face, sort of thing, where he's trying to get on the right of path. He owes a lot of child support, and then also his partner at the time, I guess, before he was in jail, the mother of his kid is also incarcerated as well. And, that's just a bad example all around. We got these asshole police that are always constantly bothering him. And then, Child Protective Services have been on his butt, trying to make sure he's getting a job. And he's trying to get a job. He's trying to do better as a writer, trying to, get these kids to not make the same mistakes that he did and get on the right path so that they don't end up in jail, dead somewhere, just doing wrong, and then having to claw back and trying to compensate for the mistakes that they made when they were younger. And he's trying to fix that. He's trying to be an aspiring writer pretty much, and trying to help, I guess, the youth in a motivational type of way. Very uplifting. It's a great drama. And then I also want to give props to the kid as well as John Boyega, who both kind of co-star in this. Well, kid co-stars, his son, but John Boyega stars in this. John Boyega's been on a roll from Attack the Block, which was years and years, kind of like his inception or his start onto the main screen sort of thing. Not mainstream screen, but then he bounces to the biggest movie in probably the last 5 years since the Avengers, in Star Wars The Force Awakens, co-stars in that as a black guy, which is great for him, and then jumps to this Imperial Dreams original Netflix series, which is a huge deal. And then he's doing Star Wars. It's either Star Wars 9 and then Pacific Rim 2 he's going to be in, or it's Pacific Rim 2 and then Star Wars Episode 9. Or Star Wars Episode 8. Yeah, 9, because 8's already done. That's coming out later this year, and that's going to be spectacular. He's on a roll. He's a great actor. He's great in this. There's not a single scene where it's you're trying too hard. You're unbelievable. I can't believe this. You're taking me out of the experience. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to watch 10 minutes snippet of it just to get a little taste from it. I watched it front to back. Didn't matter the time. I thought it was great, but the only negative really wasn't his fault, but I would much rather it be in 4K. Now, all Netflix content should be in 4K, as you're paying a premium price. You're paying an extra $2 for Netflix for 4K. That's a big deal. I don't. It's $2 a month for a resolution, but that resolution makes all the difference. That's the same with Beast of No Nation that came out last year with Idris Elba. If I'm paying a premium price for 4K, I want all Netflix original content at least to be 4K. Everything else secondary, but Netflix content, we need that in 4K. But let me stop before breathe in me. All right, Imperial Dreams, great. Go watch it. Jimmy Bones here. Comment, like, share, subscribe. John Boyega, my brother. I'm out.